at the party dancing last time, so we figured like you might be good if you wanted to join us. I'm like, oh, I would love to, good, I can do that. I mean, anything with anything I can help, I'm always happy. Like, I have friends all over the college in Boston. I have Yuma Starma, like two of my friends goes there, and they always want to have a culture camp, a culture show there, so they all been invited me there. So I was actually thinking about maybe this year we might do something like that, but I don't know. But it's just been like knowing Ethiopian dancing, like culture camp, like the traditional music and dancing, has been a way for me to show me who I am, like, where I came from, like what exactly I'm made of, like, you can have anything or everything. I listen to any kind of music, like, R&B, hip hop, and all that kind of music. But at the end of the day, nothing makes me feel better than listening to like traditional music. Not even like just any kind of Ethiopian, but like being able to listen to music. It always brings me back. And I guess because I have most of my family on the countryside in Ethiopia, which traditional music in Ethiopia is like most famous in the countryside. Like in the city, while you see like all the modern music, like lifestyle is changing like as time goes by. But while in the countryside, like they kind of stay the same, where they listen to like traditional music, and they always like they're very happy people, always listening, dancing, all that. So like every time I listen to that kind of music, it always makes me feel like I'm back with those people like who always used to dance, who always used to have a good time, and like never worry about anything. And I think like that's the only reason why I would say like I love like listening to American music. It's just kind of reconnects me back home, and it's just different for me.
Are there any space?
Awesome. Good
Cool.
to go.
So let's like jump back a little bit. And you were talking about how you went to church a lot, or you go to church a lot. Can you talk about the role that the church has played in adapting to American life, and the role it plays in your life now?
Well, church is was actually like one of the biggest role that I played in my life, and for anybody who's like who just got here, like it was a place to find someone, one of your kind, It's just that you go like, oh my God, there are some other people. I'm not the only Ethiopians here, And then on top of that, they help you, like, once they know you're new, they're like, oh, you knew, like, they ask, like, they kind of help you out, like, show you around the rope, like, help you find out your way out, in and out, like, go to Boston, see Boston, they help you find a job, and help you, like, how to get into with other people, like, when there's like any other events, like say like a party or like even Boston Marathon, like we're huge when it comes to Boston, because as you can see, like Ethiopians are like the best runners, so we always every year we go out as a group for the Boston Marathon. So, and being able to know people through church, like, and being able to know people through that kind of stuff, kind of helps you like climb your way up to where you want to be, until you get used to it and you find your way out of here. And for me, it was the first like month I was here, and I heard about church, and I went to church, and that was it, like, for me, like, and that's how a way I started making friends there. I went to church, and I started doing a church song, like, start participating in that, and I started making friends, and those friends that I make in church become like my close friends till this point on, and now we kind of do the same to other people, like new people come in, like we see them, they new, and like, we just help them out, like, hey, you need any help, like, even like fare wise, like transportation wise, like if we have a car, we give them a ride home. If like we pick them up, we take them somewhere they wanted to see, like we bring them home, like play with that, play video games, do all the things that we do there, like, and show them the things that we didn't know when we first got here, that people showed us how to get, like how to get to place, like if they have to go to Boston from Cambridge, how to get on the bus, or how to give them ride to church or ride home from church. All that kind of thing helps you, like, you got someone who can look after you, like, which makes you feel like a lot better than when you first get here, like you feel like you're out of nowhere, like where you can't be helped, and you don't speak the language, or you don't know those people, and you don't know how to ask them for help. Being able to find someone who speaks the language, and being able, like, can you help me, like being able to ask the question, like, can you help me, or somebody offering you, can I help you, makes you feel like, oh wow, like, makes you feel like a lot better than being looked at and just you get lost. Like my first day when I got on the bus, got off the bus, the gas station, and I started walking my way, like I could have asked people like which way was my way, like how to get to my house or how to find my way home. But being able to find someone who knows me or someone who speaks my language was a lot better for me, because I would have just kept walking until I get lost and probably would be found like, I don't know, somewhere where I didn't expect. I don't know. It just plays a lot of role for anybody, and a lot of people tells me like it's very helpful for them, like being able to know where church is and being able to meet other people through church.
How would you describe your social life now?
I am. Well, I have a lot of friends. I mean, I did a track in high school, so I have like a lot of friends in high school. My own. The thing like being here for a long time, you kind of have two kind of people, where you have like Ethiopian friends and you have your American friends, and being able to manage yourself in between those, trying to compromise your time. How much time should I spend with my friends here? Obviously, I don't like leaving my high school friends for my Ethiopian friends, feeling like, you know what, I can't do that, because like they were there for me in high school. Like even though, you know, like it doesn't matter they're white, black, or anybody, like they're my high school friend, my high school teammate, and everything. So I have that special bonding with them. So it's always hard for you. Like you always get that criticism, like where they're like, oh, he's kind of living as now because he's got his friend from Ethiopia. Or they were like, oh, he's living now because he's got a friend from high school. He thinks he's gonna be with them now. It's gonna be hard making friends from both two kind of country, you know, two different people. But for me, it's been like I live outside of Cambridge, so I don't see a lot of Ethiopian. But the only time I see Ethiopians is like when I go to church or when I go to a party. And other than that, mostly it's been like I just hang out with my friends back home in Lexington. It's just, you know, hang out with my high school friends, and when they go off to school, when I come to work, I just hang out with my other friends. I don't hang out with a lot of people. Like I have like 4 or 5. Like I think like I only have like 3 good friends, Ethiopian friends. But most of them I just see them when I go to party. Like, I mean, if I go walking in Cambridge, like I'm sure Sarah told you guys, she always like, why does everybody say hi to you? Like every Ethiopian that sees me walking on the street, like, hey, like they know me from church, they know me from party, they know, like we know each other by look. But if you ask me names, I'm the last thing that I remember in my mind. I don't know, like I'm not very good at names. But yeah, like my social, like I'm very an open-minded person. Especially I've been through what I've been through. Like, you know, I was in a place where I didn't know how to help myself or help other people, and being able to, I was able to be helped by other people. Like other people helped me through my path. You know, got me through. When I was in school, like I didn't know the language, they helped me through. And when I go to place, I don't know how to get to place, they help me through. So like being able to knowing that how it feels to be lost at some point, I'm always volunteering to help other people. Like even like non-Ethiopians, like I just somebody needs help, I'm always offering to help. So it just has been my way of socializing with other people. I'm an outgoing person, I guess. I don't know if that answers the question, but
oh, perfectly. Far and away, better than I would have ever seen. Should I
have one more question.
Yeah.
What do you wish for more people, or if thinking back to like your life and like first coming to the United States, what do you wish the other kids who are immigrating to the United States from Ethiopia, what like resources do you wish that they had, like what other than like your cultural like like weekend kind of and the dancing, what like I don't know, if are there other things that like you think are necessary that they have like at their disposal to help them, like
well,
I don't know.
you got it.
Okay.
well, I guess the best way to answer that is like I wish that they know this before they kind of get here, you know, like how there's always that person who speaks your language there. Like for me, I kind of found out the harder way. Like, you know, I didn't know I had friends in school until like I had someone from Ethiopia until I get to school. But if I had known someone who knows them, or if I had known like if I have a cousin who lived here, or like somebody who knows, you're not gonna be the only one who like there who's Ethiopian. Like let's say that like, you know, one of your Ethiopians, like, and I came to school and I'm struggling to find like to speak to the principal, and the principal goes like, you know what, there's an Ethiopian person like who can help you. But I rather like you wish that you know that beforehand, so that way like when you get to school, like you just mention that person's name and like kind of have that person like, you know, by my side. And also like even like known things, like most of the thing I've kind of discover on my own, like by going somewhere. Like I got lost a lot of times, and it was kind of hard for me, like until like before, especially before I met people from church. Like for the first month I was there, I couldn't get out of the house. If I get out of the house, I have to like it wouldn't be like it would be like less than a mile because I didn't know how to get back or I didn't know how to ask people. So it's always I don't know. I guess I would say like the first thing to do is like when you get here and just whoever sponsored you, like you always have a sponsor. Like when you came from, like when I got here, it was like my aunt who was sponsored. Like my aunt lives in Dorchester and she's been for like 20 years, and she was the one who sponsored us. So like I really wish that she took me to places that I should have known in the first place before I get through, like before I struggle on my own, or like maybe take them to church, like introduce them to those people, and tell them like, hey, he's new, can you guys show him around? He's gonna be going to school. Can you find who goes to that school? Can you find out like how to get to the school, and all those kind of things, instead of like kind of like let me find out for my own, which wasn't a bad thing. I mean, you'll learn it the harder way anyways, but I just feel like it's much easier when they know that ahead of time than letting them find it out for themselves.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us that you haven't said yet?
I don't know.
No pressure.
I know. I'm just trying to think of something like might help or I might want to share. I don't know, I guess that was just about it. I mean, and one of the harder thing for me was that like when I actually first got here, like I mean it's obviously like on every country, every place there's a stereotype, and it's always when I first got I was in Dorchester, and Dorchester and like Massachusetts, like the most, like obviously like if you say if you like somebody asks you like name me the most violent place in Boston, probably like the first Dorchester or Roxbury, and for someone who's new, it was like kind of hard for me, like when I first been able to live there on that kind of city, and then I moved to, like a couple of months later I moved to Roxbury, and the hard part, like you probably don't have to say this, but the hard part was like I was playing basketball with my little like sister. She was like 5. We were just playing with her around, and it wasn't like it was probably like a minute or something. Like I got back inside, and I just heard a gunshot, and I went outside. It was the kid I was just watching him play by himself who got shot, and that was kind of hard for me. Like, and I was kind of new at the time. Honestly, I felt like it was like my brother did. Like I felt like I could have saved him. I could have just, when I brought my sister in. Obviously, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Clearly, like, and I get away from a lot of things. I don't know if it is luck or it's just something that's watching over me. But even for the Boston Marathon, it's just off the record. But I was there at the finishing line.
Back on.
But so yeah, like being on the city like that was rough and loud and absolutely like completely different lifestyle than my lifestyle was, and it's always good to not have somebody, like when I first, and the first being like in Rochester, and I'm not trying to stereotype because I love everybody as who they are, everybody have their own reason, but, and also having the wrong friends always gives a bad influence, especially when you're new, you don't know what you're doing, you just want to copy everything they're doing. And one of the harder for me thing was like for the first 2 years was like trying to copy other people's, like I was trying to fit in, like being able to speak the way they speak, so that way, I always think that they will understand me if I start speaking like if I speak the way they speak, if I dress up the way they dress. And it was funny, like one time was like one of my best friend, like, and which I met through church, we became very close friends, and he was very like, he's been like 3 years before me, and he kind of got the system of that kind of got the hold of the life here, and then I was, he kind of know what he was doing, and on the other hand I was kind of fresh off the boat, trying to like be like anybody else. And one time I remember I went out and I literally have like my pants right on my knee, and I had a chain on my neck, don't judge, but everything was. And then he comes to me like, "Mom, that's not you. Like, I know that's not you." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, you don't dress up like that. It just doesn't look good." Having those people like always tells you when you do something wrong. I'm not saying like dressing up like, it wasn't for me, I guess, at the time. And he was right, because And now when I saw those pictures, like I mean that picture that I have on Facebook, I actually